everybody, so how to get a job with no experience. Welcome to Q&A, I'm the company's expert, and today, Tim Felton writes, what if I have no prior experience because I'm a student? Excellent question, Tim. If you're going for a job, this is something that we're going to have to deal with on a resume and we're going to have to deal with in a job interview. Now, it doesn't matter, okay, if you're a high school student with no experience, or you're a university student with no experience, or you're changing careers and you have no experience in the career that you're going into, okay, or you'd like to go into. The quick answer is that you have experience, okay? You probably have experience writing reports. You probably have experience working in a group. You probably have experience coordinating group work. I'm sure you have experience learning technical things quickly, or finding information and then having to act on it, or solving problems, or just getting things done. You know, you have experience. You're not useless. You've done a lot of things right, okay? And this is what we're gonna talk about. Now, before I go any further, let's talk a little bit about why recruiters and hiring managers require experience in the first place. Is it because they actually need the experience? No, it's not. It's because experience, it doesn't prove, but it tends to suggest that you have certain traits and certain abilities, okay? And that's what they're looking for. Now, the long answer for this is that it's going to kind of depend on what level you're at, okay? So if you're a high school student or you've got partial high school and no experience, that's going to be different than if you've got 2 master's degrees and no experience, okay? If you're going for a lower level job, like an entry level job, okay? In addition to doing what I just suggested, which is basically talking about your accomplishments, okay? There's a couple other things we can do. First thing is we can talk about how passionate you are for the job, okay? That goes a long way, okay? If you're passionate for the job, you could say why, you could say your situation, and you can say what you know of the job, okay? And explain why you're passionate about that, why you would like to do it, okay? And basically how to answer any question that they throw at you about your experience. You know, it's going to be a case where you tell them about your qualities, okay? You say you have these qualities, and not only that you say you have them and can back them up, but you talk about how you understand the need for them in this job that you're going for, okay? You know, things like being a hard worker and having a good work ethic, things like being trainable, things like being honest, right? Things like being punctual or responsible or attentive to customers, you know, whatever it may be, right? If you talk about how you have those, you can back it up through maybe some past experiences you've had, even if those experiences are at school, okay? That's fine. And then you can talk about how the person in this role would need that quality, right? For example, punctuality. You can talk about how you had to be punctual for school, right? You can't get good marks in school if you know, are not even there, right? That's something that they measure, it's something that they track, and it's something that you've demonstrated that you have, okay? On top of that, if you talk about the current job and you talk about how perhaps this job, it involves a lot of people that their work is interdependent on the work of others. You know, a lot of people have to work together. And if people show up when they please, it doesn't work because everybody else can't get their work done if somebody isn't there, right? So if you talk about the fact that you have the quality and you talk about the fact that you understand the need for the quality and you talk about the fact that you're just passionate about the job in general, okay, a lot of times for an entry-level job, this can substitute for experience and it can get around the experience requirement, okay? Not 100% of the time, but about 70 to 80% of the time, this can get around that requirement, okay? Now at a higher level, okay, that was for lower level jobs, like entry level jobs. For higher level jobs, you're pretty much gonna have to talk about your accomplishments, okay? Like I mentioned already. If you're going for a higher level job, chances are you have some kind of accomplishment list, right? You've had a few shining moments, you've accomplished a few things, it's demonstrated your abilities and your qualities and your traits, right? You're going to need to talk about those, and you're going to have to be able to back it up. Now, I hate to use this term, but it does apply here. The politician's answer, right? I don't know if you've heard of that. That's where you don't answer the question that they asked you. You don't answer the exact question, but you answer the question that you wish they had asked you, okay? Now, that's okay if you're speaking to what the other person was trying to get at, what they were trying to discover that. So in this case, the recruiter or hiring manager is really trying to see if you have those traits and accomplishments. So if they ask you, how much experience have you had in this role? You can say something like, well, I haven't had experience in that role directly, but I do have this, and I did that here, and I understand the need for it because of this, and I also have this because I did it in this application, and I understand the need for that, and you're going to need someone with that experience in this role. So that's how this is going to impact that job. Something like that. Okay? So hopefully that was helpful for you. Thank you very much for your attention. You're awesome, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.